Your favorite Major League Baseball team says a lot about you. This video is probably going to ruffle some feathers, I don't know, but let's just go ahead and dive into it. Also, tell me in the comments below if you want me to do like a part 2 of this. I'm only going to be covering like half of the teams in the entire league. I'm going to go like 15 teams in this video. If you want me to do the other 15 teams, drop a comment and I'll do that. So if I forgot your team, don't yell at me. Just go in the comment section and say part 2 and I will deliver. If you're a Los Angeles Angels fan, you probably just like really good players like Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, and you probably don't care too much for like actual playoff success, or you're like an actual like loyal Los Angeles Angels fan, and you want this team to go far. And I feel bad for you because, so much talent, yet not really doing much. But I think this might actually be your guys' year. But, we kind of say that every year. So, yeah, I'm rooting for you guys too. Me, personally, I've never had a bad experience with a Texas Rangers fan. You guys kind of get outshined by, the Houston Astros when it comes to, actual fan base and stuff like that. When it comes to free agency this past offseason, you guys were, a bit annoying about the Jacob deGrom signing, acting like you were winning it all or whatever, going crazy about the signing. But, yeah, I don't blame you guys. It'd be very exciting. It'd be exciting if you're a Rangers fan. But, yeah, so far you guys are looking good in the 2023 season. Very early into it, though, but not a bad fan base. Now, the Toronto Blue Jays are actually one of the more passionate fan bases in the MLB. You guys have that underdog mentality in a way, and, I can respect it. Then again, you guys have a whole country on your side, but, you guys do have a decent amount of Americans that actually like this team. But yeah, you guys have a lot of fun players and a fun atmosphere to your guys' game. I really can't find anything to complain about when it comes to the Blue Jays. So I'm just going to say W fan base, move on. Now I'm going to start diving into the teams, the more controversial teams that a lot of people have a bone to pick with. Did you mention you have 27 rings, Yankees fans? I don't think you guys know that. It's kind of like a hidden thing about your franchise. Yeah, you could talk about how much you have 27 rings until you turn blue in the face, repeating it over and over again. Okay, that joke is kind of overused, that Yankees fans, all they talk about is their 27 rings, but I'm still going to use it because why not? This is a team that gets a lot of unnecessary hate just because they're a big fan base and they have they have a lot of success for an MLB franchise. But that's not going to stop me from talking about this team and saying that there is a lot of bandwagons from this fan base. They are kind of obnoxious at times. I'm not going to say they're all bandwagons, obnoxious, stuff like that. They actually have a lot of loyal fans, but they definitely have a reputation for a reason. But yeah, Yankees fans, I do think you guys get a lot of unnecessary hatred. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Yankees. Next, we got the San Diego Padres, a fan base that I actually liked for a long time. They got the San Diego Chargers taken away from them. They seemed very passionate, and, they seemed like a good group of fans until this.
San Diego, let's do this. Come on. Philly going down to yellow and brown. That's what's in. Padres on the loose. Let's go, Goose. That's what's in. Bryce gonna lose, and Manny's gonna cruise. That's what's in.
When are you going to learn that cringe rapping only leads to your team's destruction? Wise words from the urinating tree. But in all honesty, I actually think the song is pretty fire. Honestly, it goes hard. But yeah, pretty passionate fan base. Kind of obnoxious at times, but a passionate, loyal, good fan base. Even though you guys make all the big signings and have all the talent, you guys have gone through your fair share of playoff heartbreak. But most Los Angeles Dodgers fans, I don't know if most of them have grown up in LA or they just moved there. But yeah, they're not a crazy loyal fan base, but they are a good fan base. but they do attract a lot of bandwagons that just see how good they are and just hop on. If you're a New York Mets fan, you're probably pretty passionate about baseball and about your guys' team. You probably stick with this team through thick and thin, but you guys are a bit obnoxious at times. But I'm going to go 10 out of 10 S tier W fan base just because you guys have Frank the Tank. I mean, this guy is a legend. Now, I feel like St. Louis, this is a place that just lives and breathes baseball, I feel like. For being a very big fan base, I really don't have much to complain about when it comes to Cardinals fans. And I'm a Reds fan, and, we're in the same division. And I'd say the Cardinals are the Reds' biggest rivals. But I really don't have much to complain about when it comes to the Cardinals. You're probably a pretty loyal fan. If you're a Miami Marlins fan, you're probably a big fan of Jazz Chisholm. And, there's really not much to say about you. You're probably a pretty, decently loyal fan, I guess. But, I don't think anyone's, bandwagoning onto the Marlins. But you're probably pretty excited about the future of this team. Now, Philly sports fans in general are just a different breed. You guys have dealt with your fair share of, playoff heartbreak, I guess you could say. But you guys are a pretty good fan base, a really passionate fan base. And if you're a Phillies fan, you're probably very passionate. If you're a Cleveland Guardians fan, you're probably pretty nostalgic for, Francisco Lindor and, Jason Kipnis and those days of the Indians. But you're probably pretty excited about their current team and their pitching and, just the way they play. But you guys haven't seen any, World Series or anything unless you're, a pretty old individual. I mean, you got to be, ancient at that point. Now, there's really not much to say about you Nationals fans. I mean, you're probably a pretty, loyal fan unless you just, bandwagoned in, 2019 and haven't, bothered to find a different team. But you guys have, some prospects that can make some noise in the future. But in reality, you're in for a few rough years coming up. But, yeah, you're probably a pretty loyal fan. But, yeah, you're probably getting ready to, hibernate until, 2026 when you guys are, ready to contend again. But you Nationals fans are probably just happy you guys aren't the Oakland Athletics. I mean, you guys are probably getting your team taken away if you live in Oakland. And I honestly feel bad. I couldn't imagine getting your team, taken away. But, yeah, you're probably pretty loyal. But, yeah, I'm, honestly rooting for you guys at this point to keep that team in Oakland. If you're, an older Athletics fan, you probably, remember Ricky Henderson in those days. And, you guys have some history too, you guys. But as far as current, you're really just not cutting it. And lastly, we're going to go with my favorite team. And that is the Cincinnati Reds. Now, I'm going to need someone in the comments to, come and tell me what it says about me. But me, personally, as a Reds fan, I'm excited for our future. We got a lot of good prospects. But, we have a lot of history to our franchise. But at the same time, we've just came off one of our worst seasons. I think actually our worst season in franchise history. So we're at a bit of a low right now. But honestly, I'm excited about the future of this Reds team. But tell me in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Reds and what it says about me being a Reds fan? But yeah, we really haven't did anything in this millennium. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what your favorite MLB team says about you. I'm probably going to do a part 2 going over the rest of the teams in the league. I think I have 15 more to go. I missed some key teams, but we're going to cover that in part 2. Hopefully I didn't ruffle any feathers or anything, but yeah, I think I wasn't harsh on any teams or anything. I kind of just went I was honest on what your team actually says about you, at least from my perspective. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.
¡Ahora sí! ¡Ahora la papaya! ¡La maldita cebolla con pelo me mata!